Hey guys, I thought I'd come on just for a minute. I just had it out with a neighbor. I didn't know they had a dog, and I just stepped outside to go do the other campground. And I always make Owen wait until I step out, which you should always do. You should go through the doorway first, and then your dog. And as I'm stepping off the step, I said, okay. And Owen's come behind me, and he sees the dog in the other sight loose. And he sees the dog, basically. And of course, he darts to the end of the leash. He's a puppy. He didn't bark or anything. And even I don't think he barked. I'm sorry the light's here. It's pretty dark in here. I'm trying to have my ring light here and not reflect in my glasses. So I said over to the man, I said, "Excuse me, sir, your dog needs to be on leash at all times." And he said, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And then I go to put Owen in the truck, and I said, "Sir, your dog needs to be on a leash at all times." And he's like, "I can't hear you." So I put Owen in I start walking over there, and he goes around the trailer, and he puts the dog in the trailer, and then he comes back around the other side. And I'm like following this man. And I said, "Sir, your dog needs to be on a leash at all times. It is the campground rule and the forest law." And he says, "Well, at least my dog's not like your dog." I said, "Excuse me?" Now, I'm still upset about yesterday with Owen being attacked. This is my dog. I will protect my pets just like I do my children. And he says, "Yeah, your dog's aggressive. It came flying out of your trailer after my dog." I said, "My dog's a puppy, and he's on a leash." I said, "If I see your dog one more time off a leash, you have 20 minutes to get out." And he mumbled something. And I said, "It's on your card. You're given a card." I wish I had one here. And I ripped the bottom off, and it has the date of your stay, and that goes on your site post. The other one hangs off your mirror. It has our rules and regulations on it. Pets are to be on a leash. Whoops. I'm just sick and tired. It's the end of the season, and you get like this as a camp host. You get used and abused. You get taken advantage of. You have people that come in here that are entitled. I don't care if your dog is 29 years old and it's never been on a leash and it stays right by your side and it takes 5 feet steps outside the front door to pee and poop. It still needs to be on a leash. If it's in a pen, that's a different story, because then I put Violet out and I'm realizing, oh crap, my dog's not on a leash, but she's in her pen. It's this tiny little round pen. She's blind, deaf, and can't smell, and I stand over her watching her. She's still contained. I was so upset. I went over to Sean's and I told Sean, and I was shaking again, and I don't get this. I try not to get this way. And I told Sean, I said, if you see his dog off the leash, kick him out, which isn't Sean's job. I mean, it can be Sean's job. Sean has been that way before. He has the authority to do so, but he doesn't want to, and I don't blame him. This is my campground. It's my job to do it, but I didn't want to leave and then his dog be roaming around off leash again. I mean, it's an older big boxer, but still obey the rules. That is what you are to do here up on in this campground. In every campground, obey the rules. They're not bent for special people. So I went over to the other campground and I almost lost it in front of a man. He said, "How was your day today?" And I was shaking, and it's been a day. It's between yesterday and today, and don't ever tell me my dog is aggressive. There are hardly any aggressive dogs in the world. I have a dog right here that people would think was aggressive years ago because he was dog reactive. That is a totally different thing than an aggressive dog. An aggressive dog is out to get you. It will not stop until it does its thing, whatever its mind is set to do. There is a difference. Look it up. Look up aggressive dogs, and not just your first YouTube video. Find one that's credible. Dogs aren't aggressive. Some dogs are bad dogs, and they're insecure, and they don't have any confidence. And they usually bite out of fear. That's not an aggressive dog. And a puppy who jumps out off his step of his own home because he sees another dog, that's not an aggressive dog. And it just bugs me, being a person who's worked with dogs my whole life and has trained dogs. I've had obedience classes. I race CNI dogs. I know the difference. I'm certified in canine obedience, canine behavior. Instead of scrolling through Facebook someday, start studying something. Study canine behavior. Just look things up. Go to the library and get a book. Just don't ever call my dog aggressive. I have dealt with this little animal here, 12 pounds, and people were afraid of him. I couldn't take him to a dog park, which I don't ever do anyway. I couldn't take him to the park. I couldn't take him to a kid's sporting event. I could barely walk him down the street and have another dog coming. He would go nuts. That is a dog reactive dog. And I don't know what causes it. At first I thought he had rage syndrome. But he's basically, as he's gotten older, he has gotten better. He doesn't bark anymore. But he would be in a zone and you could not get him out of it until you turned him away and walked down the street and down another road. And it was embarrassing because it's like the cop with the bad kid. I was the girl or woman that had dogs, worked. I had obedience classes just down the road. And I had a dog I couldn't even take there. But we just let him be Elliot. Elliot is Elliot. And now now I can take him anywhere. I even took him to Telluride, but I put a muzzle on him. And I went with my granddaughter a few years ago with her boxer. And he had a great day. He rode the gondola up and down. But right now, and there's another thing. He hasn't been doing well. He's fallen over a lot. And I'm the one that's going to have to make that decision. And I don't want to. His front end works fine. It's his back end that doesn't. He tries to go to the bathroom and he falls over. It's like you just want your pet to dine and sleep. You don't want to make that decision to put them down. And I hope it doesn't come to that. So I've been dealing with that for the past few days. And then dealing with Owen getting attacked just today. And then that asshole next door. I'm sorry. I just need a day off. I'm sorry. So please, be nice to people with dogs. I mean, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their dog has been through. Owen saw the cows over at the other campground and he didn't do anything. And that's not him. But then he did. He barked. And that made me feel better. Because he saw 3 dogs in a back of a pickup truck today that came through the campground. And he's laying on the golf carts cleaning the bathrooms. And he didn't react. He usually gets really excited. And, I mean, he went through a trauma yesterday. And sometimes puppies will hold on to that. So, but he reacted to the cows. And he heard a horse today. He came from a horse farm. That's where he was born. And he heard a horse across the pond. And he got so excited. I asked him, do you miss your mommy? So I think he remembered. And that made me feel good. But I think he'll be all right. We'll build up his confidence. The guy across the street here, he works for the Forest Service. He had to get rid of his dog, and he just got it back the other day. He gave it to a guy because he couldn't keep it for some weird reason. And he called the guy, and he said, for any reason you can't keep Ace, I'll take him back. He goes, oh, I just took him to the pound. So luckily, it was like the same day, and he went to the pound and got his dog back. So I asked him, was it dog friendly? And he said yes. So I said, tomorrow, if we could let Owen meet him. I just want to see how Owen is with a dog he's never met before. So we'll see. It'll probably go well. He'll get over it. Right, Owen? Of course, I'll be leery ever taking him back to Tractor Supply again. All right, guys, I'll stop rambling. And I just had to come on and get this out. Yet, it's been a rough 2 days. Well, rough few days with Elliot. If you hear that ticking, it's not a bomb. I'm not going to blow the campground up. I'm making squash in my toaster oven. I forgot to tell you that in the beginning. All right, guys. I will talk to you all later.